Hello, everyone. My name is Mary Kate Scott. I am so pleased that you are part of this Facebook group and community. So each week, I am going to share a little video. I'll try and keep it under 10 minutes so it's short and sweet. I'll share a little bit about an aspect of positive psychology, and instead of starting with what positive psychology is and a little bit of background of the history about the field, I'm actually going to dive right into gratitude, seeing as tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I thought that would be a pretty appropriate topic to talk about. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of background on this wonderful, beautiful emotion of gratitude and why we should all give thanks for the people in our lives and experiences we've had, both good and bad, and things in our lives as well. So, gratitude is a really, really cool emotion because it's something we can feel towards ourselves innately, but also towards other people. It's a pro-social emotion, which means that um, it boosts our social capacity and our ability to connect with other people. You might feel gratitude when you experience that, when you feel like you've been the recipient of something or someone else's positive actions. And if you can recall a time where you've felt grateful or have felt gratitude before, you might feel a sense of warmth in your body or an opening in your chest or some sort of lighthearted feeling. Um, Something to consider when you're expressing gratitude towards someone, but you can actually embody that feeling yourself. It's a pretty cool thing. So gratitude is also pretty complex in the fact that people can actually be grateful as baked into their personality. It can be an affective trait. So some people can be born more grateful than others, but gratitude can also be learned and developed as a skill. You can experience it as a fleeting mood or emotion. So you might feel a boost of gratitude if someone gives you a nice gift or says something positive about you, but you also might feel like you're grateful every single day for just being alive and having the day with forward to experience and to show up in the world the way you want to. But the key point here is that no matter what your barometer is for gratitude at this point, it's something that can be learned and developed with practices and interventions I'm going to share with you in a moment. Another really cool function of gratitude, so the purpose why we feel this emotion, why it's so good for us to feel, is it's a moral barometer. So when we're feeling grateful, it tells us like, hey, there's some good happening here. Pay attention right here in this moment, good things are happening. So when we're feeling grateful for something, we're grounded in the present moment as well. Gratitude is also a moral motivator. It inspires us to pay it forward and to do something good for others. That's actually a really important evolutionary function because back thousands of years ago when our ancestors were in pods and hunting and gathering, we had to work together and to team up to protect ourselves from the larger animals that were trying to eat us. So we would do something nice for someone else and exchange that feeling of gratitude to strengthen the moral fabric of the pod, to keep that pod strong and connected to ward off those other external threats. So there's actually an evolutionary function to gratitude, which I find really cool. And gratitude is also a moral reinforcer, which means like, hey, this feels good for you, it feels good for me, we want to keep this upward spiral going, so you're going to want to do it again and again and again. It's a powerful thing for you to experience yourself, but also to experience with someone else. And another function of gratitude is that it can find, remind, and bind you to another person. It helps you find others who have the potential for a really high quality relationship. It can remind you of the positive aspects that you have in another relationship, and it can bind you to the people with whom you're already close to and strengthen that relationship even further. Something else that's really, really cool about gratitude, I find it really fascinating. So it's a pro-social emotion, like I said, which means that it gets you out of your own head, your own thoughts. The term is called maladaptive self-preoccupation, which means that you're kind of stuck in your own head, you're thinking of the world and how you relate to it, so you're kind of being self-centered, and that's a natural human tendency. We all go there and all do it. But if we're experiencing gratitude, then we are thrown from that self-centered frame of mind and thrown right into being other-centered and being the recipient of good things. So when you're experiencing gratitude, it can literally, and I'll have another video on this about positive emotion, but it can literally broaden your perspective, your peripheral vision, so you can literally see more out of your eyes in that moment. But it also boosts your affect and it helps you think more creatively, problem solve, boost your lateral thinking skills, all of this really cool stuff. So it can shift us from being really self-centered, maybe down on ourselves, maybe we're ruminating or thinking about something over and over again in our mind. Expressing gratitude towards someone or being the recipient of something good launches us into that other-centered perspective, which can help lead to, can help, I guess, combat depressive and low mood. What else is there? So general benefits of gratitude, there's physical and psychological benefits, because we are all one crazy complex thing. So gratitude boosts our immune system, increases our heart rate variability, allows for better quality sleep. It consummates an experience, which means it kind of just puts a lovely layer of icing on the lovely cake of that experience. It kind of ties things up in a neat, pretty bow for us. It decreases social comparison because you're not focusing on what other people have. You're so grateful for what you have and the things that you need in your life. And it decreases stress because, again, it's this kind of barometer of, hey, good things are happening here. Pay attention. Things are happening here right now that are good for you. So it inhibits your body's stress response as well. So some interventions that you can try or some activities you can do to try and express gratitude and boost all of these wonderful things within you and other people. You can have a primer, like a post-it note on your wall or something in your car or a gratitude rock, something like that to kind of remind you to express gratitude for something that day. You can have a gratitude journal, do the 3 good things exercise that's simply just listing 3 things that you're grateful for or something good that happened to you that day, but also listing why you're grateful for that thing. You can write a gratitude letter to someone who you feel you've never properly expressed gratitude for. So you would write them this letter and then ideally you would either read it out loud to them in person, or if you can't do that because of COVID, you would ideally do it over a video call so you can actually connect and see each other face to face. That's a really, really, really profound intervention and it has tremendous and immediate impacts on that relationship. I've done it before and it's actually very uncomfortable to do because in our society we don't really go into the mushy-gushy details of why we appreciate one another, which is unfortunate, but a gratitude letter is a really good way to do that. What else is there? You can give thanks for your food before eating. And there's another really fun activity called gratitude ping pong. So you would get a ball of socks, something you have around your house. You need at least 2 people, and it's simply just passing that object back and forth to one another. Whoever has that object in their hand has to say something that they're grateful for, but the key is you can't ever repeat an object or a thing between the group of you. Doing that for a few minutes, you can actually feel the energy shift in the room towards the positive. It's a very cool thing. What else is there? I think that is about it for gratitude. It's a really cool emotion. It's super good for our health, both physically and psychologically. I hope that this inspires you to give some gratitude tomorrow towards your loved ones, and I hope you all have a lovely Thanksgiving. I'll see you next week.